Hey there, freedom lover. It's August 2021, and I'm coming to you with course update number 34 here in Ormond Beach, Florida. And we're settling into our new beachside life. Palm trees, lizards, egrets, pelicans. And in all honesty, third trimester pregnant, the heat and humidity of Florida is no joke. But we have still managed to have a few fun adventures that I want to share with you today. First, we drove just slightly north of us to Flagler Beach and had dinner at a place called the Funky Pelican, which is literally right on the water. And that has been the savior of this weather, the ocean breeze. So we do try as often as possible to find restaurants on the water in order to be a little more comfortable. We've spent several hours letting our pumpkin go absolutely crazy at the local beachside splash pad, which has been a big hit with her. And Brian has taken her down for some beachside sand play time, which right now I'm just too big and it's too hot for me to last out there for very long. So it's been some great father-daughter time for them. We spent an afternoon a few weeks ago exploring the beachside shops in downtown Daytona, had lunch at Bubblegum Shrimp, walk along the water, explored a little bit of the shopping plaza. But two of our most joyful adventures were actually just this past weekend. First, Brian's colleague Tom and his wife Stacy were in town visiting family and reached out and arranged for us to have lunch with them. It was a moment of normality, socializing with people, yes, outside, fully vaxxed, but it was lovely. And then the next day, we drove up and we did an Adventure Labs geocaching tour of St. Augustine, Florida. If you've followed my previous course updates from the last few months, then you'll already know that we've discovered a love for this app called Adventure Labs because it guides you through these simple 5-stop treasure hunts in thousands of places around the world. When our pumpkin said what she wanted to do was a walking treasure hunt this past weekend, we decided to give St. Augustine's tour a try. It was awesome. St. Augustine is actually the oldest continuously surviving European colonial city in the United States, and the history and the architecture is phenomenal. Everywhere you look downtown, there are beautiful buildings. We wandered around the campus of Flagler College. We walked around Government Yard and the Plaza de la Constitución, see if I can get my pronunciation correct, and enjoy that beautiful central space in town. Then we paused for a break in a courtyard next to the Cathedral Basilica of St. Augustine or St. Augustine, depending on which you prefer. Because, you know, this mama needed a break for a few minutes. After which, we spent a while just wandering around the touristy but a lot of fun shops and streets downtown before we headed over to the Castillo de San Marco to enjoy the waterfront for a bit. Finally, we wrapped up our Adventure Labs tour hunting around and then finally asking for help from the folks at the Visitor Center next door to find the final treasure hunt clue for our Adventure Lab. It was buried in the bushes in a place that we just didn't expect to find it. But we got it done. And honestly, I feel like we barely scratched the surface of that awesome town. So I wouldn't be surprised if we end up going up there a few more times this fall to explore a bit more after the baby has arrived. Which brings me to sharing some of our most important recent adventures because, yep, we are down to the wire with our new little one. And by the time you see this, she could pretty much arrive any day. We have found a birth center that we like where, if all goes according to plan, she will be born. And I've been getting things prepared and set up for her arrival, including collecting a bunch of the larger baby needs that we were waiting to pick up until we arrived here in Florida. Allow me to say, for any fellow Nomad mamas out there, there is nothing like picking up used items on Facebook Marketplace or similar to make setting up the baby's home for a few months super easy. Bouncer, bassinet, Even the Duna car seat were all obtained within a few weeks after we got here. No problem. Yes, there are a few minor steps left to be completely prepared for her, but we're just about there. You probably won't be surprised when I tell you that our next course update is likely to be just a short announcement of her arrival. And then we're gonna see what level of time and energy we have to share updates about our adventures during my maternity leave over the next few months here in Florida. We plan to get you at least short updates as often as possible, but a lot's gonna depend on how smoothly her arrival goes and my recovery. So stay tuned, and in the meantime, safe travels, Freedom Lover.